Coming to you from Louisville, Kentucky.
It's the At Valentine podcast with your I don't have a slightest clue couple, Jay and Renee Valentine.
Today is Monday, May 14th, 2012.
And this is episode 60 in the hizzy.
Yep. Welcome to another episode of the At Valentine podcast. Glad you're here with us.
Definitely. And I actually didn't have a clue what we were this week. I mean, because this weekend was so tied up with Mother's Day. We had out-of-town family. We had a lot of family time.
It was family, all family.
So
family all the time.
So, we didn't have a lot of, at Valentine or Valentine cast time and everything. But again, thank you all for listening again. And we want to welcome all our new listeners and thank you to all the listeners that are out there now.
Definitely.
So
welcome.
Yep, welcome to the show. But exactly like we were saying, for our weekend wrap up, we celebrated Mother's Day.
You keep saying you're going to.
No, last show I said I'm just gonna do it live every time. Remember?
Live, okay, so it's a live thing.
I'm gonna do it every live. I might go weekend wrap up. Weekend wrap up.
So this weekend was Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
Yep, definitely.
You'll do a tough job.
Yep, so sure do. And I want to say thank you for all the moms and just all the ladies out there.
Because none of you all would be here if you didn't have a mom somewhere.
That is correct. So happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. And then also this weekend for Mother's Day, we kind of, since we had your sister come in town, we had Deidre that's been on the show before. She came in to celebrate Mother's Day with us, and so she had to fly out early on Sunday. So we started doing some of the celebration on Saturday to beat the traffic, So we decided to take Mrs. Crocker to Dragon King's Daughter. And
yeah,
had we talked about Dragon King's Daughter on the show before?
Maybe. I mean, we've been doing this for over a year, so probably.
Yeah. So
it's good. It's sushi.
Yep.
And flatbread.
Definitely.
And it has an Asian kind of theme.
Yeah, it's like a East Coast meets West Coast type deal, where you can have like some of the things that you can get on the sushi. You can also get like on corn tortillas as a taco, or you can get it onto a flatbread pizza. And then they have a lot of. It's a great place to take folks that are trying to make that step into, trying sushi.
Yeah, I mean, but I found out why I don't like sushi.
Why do you not like sushi?
I don't like seaweed. The seaweed wrap they use, and almost everybody uses that for the sushi.
Right, and that's probably why.
It tastes like I'm going out on the boat fishing when we go on our fishing trip. That's what it tastes like.
Well, now you know how it feels just to be out on the boat with fishing.
I'm good with that. I don't want to taste that experience when I'm eating sushi.
Right. So I think one of the things is that you like the sushi that's just rice with the shrimp on top, or
that's better. That's better.
Okay. I mean, and that's fine. That's sushi.
It tastes fishy because of the seaweed.
But that's sushi that there's no seaweed in that.
Okay.
That's the one that has the sticky rice with the shrimp on top.
Yeah. I like that a little better.
Right.
So yeah, Dragon King's Daughter. I had tacos because they have like these. I had kimchi beef tacos, so good, and salmon teriyaki tacos, and everybody shared, which Jay said he loved.
Yeah, I actually, for some reason, it's weird because when I went to China, and I know we're talking about sushi here, but when I went to China, I mean those cultures, they do a lot of family meals where you have all the food out on the table, and then you have like a little bowl and a little plate or sometimes you will just eat straight out of the deal, and you just had you take the object and you put it in your bowl of rice,
Right.
and you eat along with it. That's what it almost felt like, where we're all just handing food around and everything else, and it was like, oh man, it was nice. It was a nice setting, and Mr. Crocker, of course, sat over there with his his steak and rice and not
Yeah.
sharing,
My
which
dad.
that's
My
his,
dad is not a sharer.
that's his prerogative. I can respect that. At least he admits it and doesn't try to. That's just Mr. Crocker, and I totally respect that. But I actually do. I did love that. So I definitely want to try to go back again. And for those in Louisville or in the local area that may try out Dragon King's Daughter, we'll have a link in the show notes. But just realize it is a local shop, and they cook everything fresh, so they are a little slow. And
Yeah, it could take a while for your food, so don't expect to go in for a quick meal and come out.
right,
That's not gonna happen.
and it's one of those places. It's in the hipster part of town. This is the young hipster, not the old hipsters out there. Like Wayne. Wayne likes hanging out on the whole old hipster road over at Frankfurt Avenue. The young hipsters hang out over on Bardstown Road, and the new up and coming ones that moved from New York are over on is that Main Street or Market? Yeah, it's on Market Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this not the Frankfurt Ave hipsy.
But yeah, but it's a really good place. I mean, you could drive past it and not even know it's there. So,
right.
check that out. Yeah, you're a middle-aged hipster too, Shaky.
Who?
Shaky.
Shaky. I don't know.
He's not.
Nah, he's not.
I just totally made that.
No, wait, don't get it twisted. Wayne can totally hang out with the young hipsters. No.
So for Mother's Day, you thought of a great idea to give her iTunes card.
Right.
Because she's got an iPad.
Right. So she got an iPad that she bought from one of the coworkers, and so I know she's got a lot of free apps and everything else. So I decided to give her a $15 gift card to iTunes, so that she can go out there and maybe find some other apps that she may wanna purchase. And also I had to make sure that Mr. Crocker knew, because they do share an iTunes account. Like we have our own, but we also share between us, so we have like two iTunes accounts.
Right.
So one of the things that she had to tell Mr. Crocker, that's her $15 out there. Don't go out there buying some Motown.
It was so funny because Dad would just turn up and just buy it. I could totally see him doing that too.
Right. He's like, oh, $15. I'm gonna go spend it. So yeah, that was great. And you got your mom some beautiful hydrangeas.
Yeah, I decided to get her. I was gonna get her just regular old, bunch of flowers, but I decided to get her actual plant, because she loves plants, loves flowers. She's a big outdoor flower person, so I got her a hydrangea, so it'll be nice year after year, I'm hoping.
Yeah. So how are our flowers doing after this great rain that we had?
Our flowers are doing great. They're perky and happy, and it's going great.
Cool. All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to hop into a little bit of media. All right. So last week we had two movies. We had Radio and we had Machine Girl. And do you guys want to know what we did? We watched one of them.
Half fail. It was a half fail.
So we got one of them done, and the other one we didn't. You want to guess which one? Anybody want to guess? It was Radio. Radio was what we got to watch.
And we didn't watch Machine Girl, which is
not surprising.
Not surprising we didn't watch it, but okay.
You have been saved.
Family.
You have been saved, Renee.
Family, though.
Yeah, that's true.
There was family. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. It was a half fail this week.
All right.
Let's talk about Radio.
I am throwing Machine Girl back into the mix. I 86'd it back into the mix. But Radio. So this is the first time you got to see Radio. And I've seen Radio. Radio is an inspired movie starring Cuba Gooding Jr. about a school, about a man that is...
About a school, about a man.
About a school, about a man. What it's about is he is mentally challenged. I don't even know the right word. But he's mentally
challenged.
He's mentally challenged, and he comes across this football team, and they treat him bad, and the football coach kind of takes him under his wing. He becomes the water boy, or some people may say he became the mascot for the team. And so he was accepted in the community. This was like in 1976, and
Yeah. Well, the movie took place in 76.
right. The movie took place in 76. So
Yeah, I mean, these events took place over like 20 years.
right.
So they had to condense it, or else it would be too long.
Right. So, I mean, this was back when, if you were mentally challenged, people didn't know how to handle you. Do you go to a regular school? Do you not go to regular school? And plus, he was a black guy, so they were kind of like, what's going on here? I mean, it was right on the, Jim Crow was over, but it was like, 10 years later, after Jim Crow and everything. But, overall, what did you think about the movie?
I thought it was going to be sad.
Oh, you did?
I did. And so I don't like sad movies. They make me sad.
That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to make you think.
I don't want a sad movie to make me sad.
I
want it to make me feel inspired. But anyway, so yeah, but I liked it. It wasn't so sad. There's some parts that were sad, but it wasn't so sad. And I think he did a really good job, Cuba, portraying... What?
No, I was just doing Cuba good.
Oh.
Doing radio. Uh-oh.
Anyway, I think he did a really good job portraying, and I really, really recommend it to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Very family-friendly movie.
Oh, yeah.
It'll give you opportunity to talk about mentally challenged people with your children.
Right.
It'll open up a lot of doors. See? It's a full, all-around family movie.
Yep. So I threw Machine Girl back out into the abyss.
Bye, Machine Girl, never to be seen again, along with MILF.
She's number 86 right now.
It better not.
Just to kind of give it, people may be wondering what exactly Machine Girl is. It is a Japanese movie. Mechanics equip a Japanese schoolgirl with a machine gun prosthesis when she loses an arm to Yakuza thugs while trying to avenge her brother's murder. Machine Girl.
That all sounds bad. I don't know why, but it all sounds bad.
All right, roll them up, babe. What we going to get today? Come on.
That'll be 86. So 2, that'll be 128.
128 is going to be...
Don't be MILF. What is it?
Spykids.
Oh my God, you've seen this, right?
Yes, but you haven't.
I have not. But you said it was good. I remember you saying it was good.
It was good. It was entertaining for me. Yes, you get to watch Spykids. Come on. What's the other one? The other movie you haven't seen before? Oh man.
What, kids movie?
Yeah, the Nickelodeon where they're singing and dancing. And I said it's like
Musical.
High School Music. Come on, High School Musical.
That's not even on there.
Yes, it is.
You put that on there?
I sure did.
I hate you.
129. Come on, 129.
I feel like we're betting. 138.
All right, so 138. Legacy.
What is that about?
That's a thriller.
Ooh.
Oh, it has your boy in it, Idris Elba.
Ooh.
You must have put that on there.
Probably. It was probably at the Luther, and I was looking him up.
And here's the thing. You know when it ends?
What?
5:15.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
So we have to watch it tonight or tomorrow, or we have to watch it tonight?
I don't know. We'll find out.
No, we have to watch it tonight. What if it goes away? Is there anything else that's going away tomorrow?
All right, going through the Netflix
Okay,
queue.
we need to find out earlier than the day after.
No, that's the only one that's going away.
Okay, we need to find out more than the day after. I need to look at the queue like more often.
It's only an hour and 30 minutes, so we can watch it after the show. And plus, it has your boy in it, Idris Elba. After surviving a failed mission in Europe, Black Ops soldier Malcolm Gray, I assume that's Idris. I mean, broods in the shabby motel and ponders the ascent of his politician brother. So it's rated R. Huh. It's got 3.1. They say I'll say 3.1. So
that's not bad. It can't be as bad as MILF or Machine Girl.
Yeah.
So
all right,
cool. So Idris Elba, here we come.
Yep, you get your fix tonight. Whoop whoop. So, and as Shaky in the chat room did point out, we do have plans tomorrow. No, Diablo is coming out. You know.
Diablo's
Right.
important thing we have to do tomorrow.
Right.
From the time you get home to the time you go to bed.
Right.
So,
last week was some renewals that that had to happen, and maybe some letdowns. So, Community, 30 Rock, Parks and Rec. What's going on with that, babe? With the from the great execs from NBC.
okay. So, the initial rumor was that 30 Rock, Parks and Rec, and Community were all canceled.
Right.
Uproar!
Oh no!
And they came out and said Community was getting 13 episodes,
They
so
get
they're
13
shortened
episodes?
season. And I had to already apologize to the fans up there. I was mad because the show I like, Parks and Rec, was getting canceled. So I was kind of mean to the show that I didn't like so much.
You apologize? I missed that one.
Yeah, I apologize on Twitter because I realized I was being really...
Was that after I had that talk with you?
I think probably. I don't know. It was that morning.
Okay, yeah, it was after we had a talk. Because we've already established on the show that we're not Community fans.
But that's fine. Not everybody can like every show.
Right. But we are Parks and Rec fans.
And,
you know?
and I like 30 Rock. Just not as much, but I like 30 Rock too.
Right.
So then, but then they came out and said Parks and Rec is getting 22 more episodes.
Right. So they're getting the full season.
So I was really excited.
Right.
Still haven't heard anything about 30 Rock. As far as I know, they're still gone.
Right. So, I mean, but the thing with 30 Rock is you can kind of see a little bit that it's not as funny. You know, I think Arezzo and them have pointed out it's not as funny as it used to be. So it's kind of going to decline a little bit. And there's only so many show twists you can have. Jenna and, what's his name? The black guy.
Oh, Jason said that 30 Rock also got a shortened season, so they get a shortened season too.
Okay, I can't think of his name.
Sorry, who?
The black guy on 30 Rock. I can't think of his name.
Tracy Morgan.
See, it just goes to show you. I'm
horrible. Grizz.
Right. So.
And the other dude.
But, you know, there's only so much that you can keep doing with those characters and stuff like that.
So, yeah. So, there you go. I'm
glad you apologized.
I did. I was being really rough on them, and I was just...
You was being very me.
Very you?
Yeah. You were really riding them kind of hard. I was actually... Part of me was proud of you. There was the one part of me that was like, go ahead, babe.
Tell him how to show.
But then the other part of me was like, oh, man, you know, you kind of...
Coming down hard on him.
You're unrelentless.
It's horrible.
You know,
I was like, very grumpy.
Well, that's fine.
It was early in the morning. I was just grumpy.
Yeah.
Rawr.
And then the big news from EA last week that we learned is that the reason that Star Wars lost 400,000 subscriptions is because of us, babe.
Yeah.
You know, we're apparently we're casual MMO players.
Mm-hmm.
And the 400,000 subscriptions they lost was because of us. Yeah. We weren't hardcore enough.
They said because casual players stopped playing, so that's why 400,000 subs were lost. So me, who've been
playing MMOs since 2004.
Right. So yeah, so apparently we're casual.
Right. So let's go back to when I was in college. I mean, I was playing the original MMO back when it was text and you had to read it. You know, you had to read the stuff, and if you wanna go east, you gotta type E and press enter, and then you gotta read the description of the room. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, EA, you suck. Your game sucks. Get over it, and everything else. So I want to apologize to all the Star Wars, the Old Republic fans for saying that, but the game sucked. You know, after a while, it just get repetitious, and aside from a single player game. Mm-hmm. You suck. So
suck. But anyway, so yeah. I mean, it is what it is. EA has their thing, but we'll talk about that more. Actually, we're gonna talk about this more tomorrow
Yeah, we're
on the
special.
podcast.
Yeah, we're special guests tomorrow on the show. We
don't have to do anything but just show up.
No, I gotta do some other stuff because I was supposed to try
You don't just have to show
some
up.
mixer stuff.
So
But,
yeah, so we're gonna be on the Gaming After Dark podcast.
Yep, we mentioned them before in podcast of the week. You know, with Jason, Shaky Legs, and
Jason and Shaky
Legs, and Nick Sleeper.
It's a schizophrenic.
It's gonna be like 5 people on there. You know what I'm saying? You get us on there, it's gonna be like 7. It's gonna be a riot.
Nick.
You know.
Yeah, we said Nick Sleeper. We still got this, Shaky.
I'm going by Twitter.
So yeah, 7:30. Twitch. You're on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
I think they're on Twitch.
Right.
So they're on Twitch TV /
GAD. Yep.
Or Gaming After Dark.
But just follow us on Twitter, and you'll see us tweet it that we're going. Maybe we will be going live or whatnot. So
yeah, because I think they go live over there. So we'll be live.
They do it live.
GamingAfterDark.com.
They're big too, man.
They are big.
They're huge.
They're bigger than we are.
I'm surprised.
And they are hardcore with their gaming talk. Like, we just scratch the surface. They get down and dirty.
Oh yeah.
So
we're like noobs. I mean, they aren't the reason that Star Wars is dying. I mean, they're really hardcore gamers.
Yeah. So we're the reason.
Yeah, we're the reason.
So watch for that tomorrow if you want to see more of us. If Monday just isn't enough. And then everybody's excited about this new game.
In less than 5 hours.
5 hours. New game that's coming out.
New game from Blizzard.
From Blizzard. Diablo 3. Most pre-ordered game. See, I thought it was the most pre-ordered game ever, but I think it's the most pre-ordered game by Blizzard.
Oh, okay.
That would make more sense. But so this is
there's something for Shaky to look up tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the most heralded game in a long time.
Right.
They released Diablo 2 in 97, 99?
Something like that.
I'm gonna look that up. But so we actually pre-ordered this.
Well, we didn't pre-order. We got it with the annual pass. Oh. Well, you know what? Yeah, we pre-ordered and we're still paying for it.
Yeah, so put it that way.
So we got the annual pass from Blizzard back in October of 2011, which when you bought an annual pass, that also meant that you got Diablo 3 free. Mm-hmm. So we got Diablo 3. We already had the installer downloaded probably about 2 weeks ago or a week ago, whenever we could get it installed. Every other day, I would start it up to see if the fire was still falling or whatever from the sky.
From the sky.
So today, around 1 Eastern time, the sky was no longer falling, and you could run the installer. So
yep. And so and Diablo 2 came out in 2000. So it's been a long time.
Right.
So people have been waiting for it for that long. So
right.
Yeah.
So
exciting.
Hopefully, if you're looking to play with us on Diablo or something like that, look us up. I think I'm Cowboy #1107, and Renee is Iceflow #something. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, and we've just been playing Terra.
Right.
Hardcore Terra.
Yep. We've been playing some Terra, and we've been having a great time there.
I'm not gonna talk too much about it because I mean it's the same thing every week. It's pretty. It's great. It's fun.
It's horses. Well, there is one thing that I did kind of find out about is that the reason there's no day or night cycles in Terra is because we're in a dream, and we're in the dream of the gods, and that's where we're fighting this battle. So whenever there's good, there's always light. So, and then we're combating the darkness and all this other stuff. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. You know, one of the other things that we also did this week was I got the ComicZeal Reader for the iPad.
Oh, why did he do that?
Well, it's actually a universal app, and I want to thank Exixa for telling me which comic book readers out there. And we use it we have probably about 63 issues of digital copy of a Walking Dead.
Yeah, and I have been flying through these. I'm on like 20.
Right.
It's such a fast read. I'm like, okay, I love digital copies of comics. I thought I wouldn't like it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Right.
I love it. So I've actually caught up to the series, which is good.
Okay, that's
good. I'm trying to get a little far ahead because I want to read the thread where people are talking about stuff. And sometimes there's little spoilers there.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'm trying to read on ahead, but it's really, really good.
Right.
I'm really excited. So
Right. So
thanks for downloading that.
hey, no problem. So we have for comic books we have Walking Dead, we have The Legend of Drizzt, we also have Supergirl, we have the Mass Effect comics that I hear are pretty good. We also have a couple of Game of Thrones comic books, which is interesting.
I didn't know they had Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I might look at that. And we also have the Batman Hush series. Shh, don't say a word. But yeah, so that was it in media, and we're going to move on into a little bit of food.
The fridge is not prepared.
All right, so this past week in food, I did a little cooking this week. I actually cooked twice, 3 times if you want to count the time that I helped out with the
yes,
with the sticky
we will
thigh.
Count that.
Yes. All right, so this week one of the meals that I cooked was I grilled some salmon and I marinated in mesquite marinade, and I made mashed potatoes. No, I made broiled red potatoes.
And it was yummy. I love those.
And green beans. And I actually cooked the salmon in cedar planks. So one of the things that I did not have was I didn't have baker's twine. So I used some
ghettoed it.
So I did a ghetto maneuver, and I used the twine that we used to tie off the path that I had bought before Chris bought his, and it was nylon. And so I stuck it in the grill, and when I went back to go check the salmon, 10 minutes later, and the nylon had all melted off.
That's hilarious.
But it was sticking to the cedar planks and everything, and it still tasted great. There was no nylon crusted salmon being served. Salmon.
It's salmon.
Salmon was being served that day. And then on Wednesday, no, that was Friday. You threw me off with the.
I did not.
With the buffalo wings and rings.
Oh, well, I switched it up. Well,
okay.
Does it have to be in order, Jay?
All right, so then.
Just a stickler for time.
We also tried out a new restaurant called Buffalo Wings and Rings, and it's not a local chain. They have franchises all over the United States, I guess. But Renee had bought a Groupon for wings and rings, and it was delicious. We were actually surprised at how good it was.
Yeah, it's a very family-friendly kind of sports bar type thing.
Yeah, it's like a family-friendly BW3s. Not saying BW3s isn't family-friendly, but it's more, TVs like everywhere at BW3s, and it's loud. And Buffalo Wings and Rings, you have your TV and stuff, but it's not as loud, and there's a lot of light in this particular one. And their wings are very meaty. And I like the fact that you can get their wings any flavor you want. And so if I want like sweet barbecue, I can get them mild, medium, hot, extra hot, extremely hot, So I can actually pick my flavor and pick my temperature. So it's not like I can get lemon pepper, extreme hot. I can get mango flavored wings, mild. So I really like that.
Yeah. I could tell it's something you would like.
Because sometimes it's like, I want honey barbecue, but I want some heat to it. But we're going back for lunch because they actually, we've heard that they had good gyros. And
it's exciting. So we're planning on going there for lunch on Thursday.
Yep, we're going there for lunch on Thursday.
Try that for sure.
Yep, and so I signed up for that club, and we get a free appetizer. And we'll probably get their buffalo nachos again, maybe. No, we already had them once.
Try something else. The buffalo nachos were really good, but we'll try something else.
Okay. But, yeah, they have buffalo chicken nachos that were really good. And I absolutely think you should try them. They're really good. And then last week we talked about the meatloaf, the zesty meatloaf, chicken meatloaf that I was going to make.
Oh, this is exciting. This is a great story.
So around... on Thursday, which is working home day, during my lunch, after I ate my lunch, I went ahead and started prepping the meatloaf, getting it ready, getting the mix in and everything else, and getting it in the pan. everything was cool. It was great. You know, we added the seasoning, we added all the stuff. We accidentally added the cheese into it, which
Yeah, it was an accident.
right. So cooked it for, since it was a 2 pound meatloaf and it called for an hour with a 1 pound meatloaf. We cooked it for like an hour and 15, hour and 20, you know, and it looked great. It smelled good. I tasted a little bit and it seemed like it was a little salty. I think what we'll do is cut back on some of the taco seasoning, or we'll take Lucia's advice from our raid team and make our own taco seasoning.
All right.
But so I made it earlier during the day. So about 2 o'clock, I pulled it out. Yeah, I even pulled it out. Yeah, okay. I pulled it out then, and I put it on the stove and covered it with foil. Okay, and then when we were getting ready to eat, I put the dish, the 9x13 dish, back in the oven. I turned the oven on to 350, you know, to heat the meatloaf up. And then while I was doing that, I was boiling water to make the Idaho and mashed potatoes. So I'm making the potatoes. The meatloaf has finished, you know, heating up. I take the meatloaf out of the oven, and we have a ceramic top stovetop. Take the meatloaf out of the oven, this 9x13 Pyrex glass dish or Anchor glass dish, and I set it on the ceramic stove like I did earlier that day. But I just had got through boiling potato waters for the potatoes.
Immediately.
And as soon as I put that on the freaking stove, a corner of it touched the eye where I had been boiling potatoes. The thing exploded.
Glass everywhere. It was like a bomb went off. Like, shoo, out in 4 directions. It was the weirdest sound. I mean, and I had my back turned, kind of.
Right.
I turned back around. I was like, was the stove hot? And you're like, it shouldn't have mattered. I was like, yeah, kind of matters. I was like, oh, no. But
so
you weren't hurt. That was the important thing.
No one was cut by flying glass. The meatloaf wasn't destroyed. But my appetite went away.
Obviously,
Because
if anything like that happens,
because one, I don't like broken glass. I don't think anybody likes broken glass.
Broken glass.
There is that TLC show about weird things that people eat.
Yeah, it's true.
And that one guy was eating glass. So I guess don't knock it until you try it, I guess, but I won't be able to knock it. But so yeah, don't set Pyrex dishes on hot countertops.
It is a very bad idea.
So we went and we watched the Consumer Report people had did a study of does this really happen, and they showed countless times it happening. And every time they would take it and they would set it on something that was, you know, hot like that or something like that, it'd do the same thing. Pow, pow, pow. It was like,
and they were just watching it, shaking his head.
I was like, yep, that's how it went. Yep, that's how it went. Yep, that's how that went. And I was like, you know.
It's crazy.
It was the worst feeling ever.
But that's okay. We're going to get a new one.
Yep.
And all's well that ends well.
Yep. And speaking of new cookware.
You got some new cookware.
What'd you get, babe?
Okay, so it was one of those things where I said, I don't need that. I don't need that. Jay was like, hey, we should get it. Got a new pan, new saute pan. The old saute pan was 10 inches.
Well, yeah, roughly.
And we got a 12-inch to easily fit more stuff in there and won't have to worry about, you know, because I had the thighs jammed in the pan, like, and they were real close together. So, yeah, I like the new pan. It was really, really huge.
Oh, yeah.
And so, yeah, it was great.
Yep.
Loved it. So, new pan. And I have one more thing to talk about.
All right.
Actually, our good friend Strumpet, who was a guest on the podcast, she actually tweeted about this food site that I had heard about but never really went to, called foodgawker.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I put a link there to what she linked to. It's all these pictures and recipes of all this food. You should click on it.
I'm looking at it.
Look at all the different stuff. And there's 1,216 pages
Uh-huh.
of just drinks and desserts and food. And
Monster
the pictures
cookies
are
dip.
so amazing. So I'm going to put this in the show notes. Check it out. Looks good. I might get some inspiration from some of these. Cause
This eggs in the cloud look kind of cool.
eggs in a cloud. Is that like raw eggs?
No,
Not raw eggs, but is it like poached egg?
I don't know. You don't have to make it that way. Sweet chili chicken quesadilla chicken.
And there's one on there. Baked barbecue pork taquitos. You know how I am about taquitos. Anything Mexican related. Mexican food related.
But yeah.
So check that out. So that's our food section. And if you have anything for us to try out, let us know.
Odds and ends.
I saw you try to cut me off.
No, I was queuing it up.
I know, I'm just messing with you.
So this week in odds and ends, President Obama endorsed same-sex marriage.
Yeah, and that's a really big deal. So I at least wanted to touch on it for a second.
Right.
Since it's a very historic thing that happened.
Yep. And we have friends that are able to marry their loved ones that are the same sex and everything else like that. Some of them live in Britain, some live here in America, and everything else. But it's funny because Joe Biden actually had said something the day before, and apparently, from what I understand, I think Obama was waiting to say it. I think
at the Democratic convention.
I heard the Democratic convention, and I also heard that he was going to wait until December to say it. I don't know why December. I guess that was after everything else has passed over, But so pretty much with Joe, who likes to talk, said something. Kind of put him on spot to say something.
Yeah, and I think in 20 years we're gonna look back on this and think it's the same way as black smearing whites, and I mean that's how I feel. That's my personal feeling. I know a lot of people don't feel the same way,
right?
But I think this is a long time coming, and I look forward to it going this way in the future.
Right, and even with interracial marriages and stuff like that, there's sometimes that they still get looked at awkwardly, and so that same thing can happen, with same-sex couples and everything else. Get the whole awkwardness, the look that people are like, that's weird, and it's weird, because we were watching Lincoln, Nebraska is doing. They're going to have some vote on sexual orientation.
Yeah. It was an equality bill to give homosexuals the same protection, and like you can't discriminate based on sexual orientation and
right.
stuff like that. Right.
So basically, that's happening in Lincoln, Nebraska, and it's really weird, because some things that they say, or some people that had bad experience with gay people, maybe flirting with them, hitting on them, stalking them, or anything like that. The same thing happens with heterosexuals as well. And the weird thing is that sometimes, because it's not, both of them bad. Heterosexuals have bad people. Homosexuals have bad people too. And it's a huge.
And
discussion.
people are people.
Yeah.
Like there's bad black people, there are bad white people, Asians, people are people. So you can't say this is because somebody's a certain type of person.
Right.
People are people.
Right. And they're like, I don't want to have, a gay teacher, because if I have a gay teacher, he's just looking for a way to get in any way that he can. And then someone brought up the coach, and the coach that had the college coach that had a relationship with some of the players. They said that he devised to be a football coach so that he could, have sex with college age men. And it's like, really? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it seems like you would pick up on people that would do that are,
Yeah.
before they get that far. And then also this week, there's been a lot of talk of the Time cover magazine for this week about a issue, not an issue, but a new mode of thinking or a new parenting method of called attached parenting. And basically, with attached parenting, you you're with your kid 24/7 as much as you can, and you the mother will still breastfeed their kids at age 5, at age 6, until I guess they want to give the breast up, I guess.
Yeah, the child's self-weaned. When the child's ready to go, then the child goes.
Right.
So the
So
child's ready to eat big person food, then they eat big person food.
right. And so, for me personally, I think it that's not something that I would want, you to do. you know,
That's not something I want to do, period.
and I think and to me, it seems like it's more of the thing for the parent than it is for the child. And I can't believe we're getting into some
Deep stuff.
some deep stuff
We
and
don't
odds
even
and ends.
get deep stuff and odds and ends. But hey, I didn't know where it was going to go. So hey,
Right.
here's good. So, personally, okay, this is for me. For all you moms out there who breastfeed. I think it's a little creepy. Like,
Oh,
the whole
yeah.
thing. But that's for me. For everybody else, that's fine. I don't think it's creepy for you. You go do your thing. But if I had a kid, I'd be pumping, and I'm not gonna no. And I'm not pulling out my boob and sticking it in the baby's mouth. Not doing it.
Yeah, it's like
So that's not something I would want to do.
right. It's like if you want your kid to still have it, you just pump it and give it to them in the glass. And say here, here's a glass
you go.
of my breast milk. Yeah. Now, and again, we don't have problems with breastfeeding at all. I think it's when it gets to it's when the kid is like, give me the boob.
Yeah, the kids asking like that, I'm like,
Well, they won't say give me the boob. They'll say, mommy, I'm hungry and
yeah,
stuff
or
like
something.
that.
Yeah. So, but hey, it's not illegal. So,
Nope.
hey, I guess to each his own. So,
Definitely.
go do your thing. So, and also we have a fun story.
Oh yeah.
Jay, what do we do Tuesday?
So
No, it was Wednesday.
On Wednesday after lunch, we had a little bit of time, and we were on Bardstown Road. Bardstown Road again in Louisville is where the young hipsters hang out. And there's a bookstore called Hand Bookstore or
Second Story Books.
Second Story Books. I was like, I want to go to this bookstore because I want to see what books they have. Oh my! First of all, trying to find parking on Bardstown Road during lunch is horrible.
Horrid.
You park on the street and then you hope you don't get a ticket, or you have to park far away and you have to walk. So either way, it's kind of crazy. But we walk in this bookstore, and it was like I don't know. We were greeted by 3 or 4 dogs.
3 dogs.
We were greeted by 3 dogs.
And look, I love dogs. I have 2 dogs, but I don't know if I want to be greeted by somebody. You don't know what the dog's going to do.
Right. I mean, these
So-
dogs were like all over us, sniffing.
They were
jumping-
smallish dogs, too. They
jumping
weren't big
on us.
dogs, but...
But still, these dogs were like all over us. We were like, really? And, the lady in there kind of halfway says hi, doesn't really say anything.
No.
And we walk up the stairs, and, I mean, you can tell that animals live here.
Yeah, it kind of stunk a little bit. It didn't just smell like old books. It smelled like animals.
Right. It smelled like, animals, And then we're sitting there looking at books and everything else, and all of a sudden this guy runs in frantic. Where's,
Harry.
where's Harry? And then he's like calling the other 3 dogs, you guys go upstairs, you guys go upstairs. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And then he's like,
Yelling the whole time.
Harry, where's Harry? Oh my
For like
God,
5 minutes.
my dad's going to kill me. And he's like running all over the store, running
And then
out
he
of
ran
the store.
outside, around the corner. Harry, come here, Harry. I got a treat. Treat.
Yeah,
For some reason,
treat, T-R-E-A-T.
he kept spelling out treat.
It was
I don't
just
know.
weird. And he was like, oh, I'm sorry, God, I can't find my dog. My dad's going to kill me if I can't find his dog. And we were like, come on, what is this nonsense? And it was just really weird.
And we'd already asked where the science fiction, and the girl came over. She was like, well, here's kind of fiction, basically.
And over there is not sci-fi, but
Crime.
crime. So it's probably over here in this area.
Yeah, and it wasn't there.
But
So
you know,
finally, with the guy,
he finally
after 5 minutes.
realized he finally realized that his dad took the dog with him, and was like, oh yeah, he took the dog with him. And he was like,
They're like, oh, I'm like, how could you not remember
how
that?
could I not remember that?
I mean, I think I don't know. If
I
I
don't
was
know.
frantically looking for 5 minutes, wouldn't you remember?
I think somebody was doing some LSD.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Something. It was nuts, but it wasn't the nice secondhand bookstore shop that I've been to before.
Right.
Like Barcelona has other secondhand bookshops which are nice. This was a little.
Yeah, so it's like moments like that is when I'm kind of like, I'm just gonna go to, a big, big brick
Like-
and mortar store.
Like where your science fiction is, and where all your stuff is.
Right, and I don't have to deal with any crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah. So, oh my God, I can't believe it's been a show.
Yeah, man, I can't believe we talked for 45 minutes.
That's because I like talking to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
All right, so if you guys want to reach us, you can reach us at thevalentinecast@gmail.com. If you want to go to our website, that is valentinecast.com. If you don't reach us on Twitter, you can reach us on Twitter at ValentineCast. If you want to go over to YouTube and watch us, you can go to youtube.com/ValentineCast.
And if you want to call us, you can call us at 415-75-VCAST.
What?
That is 415-758-2278. If you want to tweet Jay and tell him how awesome he is, you can tweet him at The Cowboy. That's TheCaoboi. And my Twitter feed is The Ice Flow.
Yep. So, outro music, all the music you heard in the show is brought to you by Pretty Lights Music. You can find them at prettylightsmusic.com. Go check them out and download their free albums. Donate if you would, if you really like the music and everything. Those guys greatly appreciate it. They do a great job, and we really thank them for letting us use the music. Thank you, Shaky. Thank you, Wayne, for hanging with us tonight in the live chat room. And if you ever want to watch us record, we record on Monday nights. We start live at 6:30, and then the show usually kicks off not far off after that. Depends how close we've gotten our stuff together. And thank you all for listening to us.
Thanks, guys.
And you have a great week. And Memorial Day is around the corner. And you guys happy Diablo release?
I know. We get to talk about it next week on the podcast. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
We could stay up till 12 o'clock. We could.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
We could. Are we? That's another thing altogether.
We'll see what happens. But,
all right, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us, and y'all have a great week.
all right. If you're in the chat room, we stay until the end. Peace out.
Peace out.
we're gonna be trying out my light tonight. See how that's gonna be. Whatnot. Yeti, yeti, yeti. Yeti, yeti, yeti. Yeti, yeti, yeti. I know. Yeah. Oh goodness.
What's the name of the show? I have no clue.
I have no clue. No clue having. No clue having couple.
Okay.
I have no clue. Alright, where can I stop you at? Broad.